Welcome, everybody, to our TMIP Mortgage Lead Program webinar. I want to thank you all for being on the call today. I'm going to take you through a fantastic program here, show you how to generate some leads and get in front of more people, which I think seems to be what most everybody is looking to do. My name is David Whitehead, and I've been working this program now for several years. I started out in the mortgage lead market back in 2004 and had some really good success with it. It's just one of the things that have worked for me. I've been in the business for over 20 years and sold just about every kind of insurance imaginable. But when I found this and started working it, I found it to be easy, and the success I had in it was really good. So naturally, I stuck to it. And over the past years, we've developed our own program for generating our own leads, so we do not have to be a slave to lead companies or be at someone else's mercy for getting leads anymore, and that's what we're going to show you today. Real quick, I want to talk about some of the companies that we're representing. We primarily write most of our business through Transamerica Family Markets, and we're also building a relationship and starting production going with American National. These are both very good companies. Transamerica we have a long history with. We like Transamerica because they know us, the business we send them, they buy. They get our cases placed, and we like that when we send in business. We don't want to send in 10 applications and only get 5 approved. We like to get all 10 of them approved if we can. So we're real close with underwriting. We work real closely with them. We send them quality business, and in return, they bend over backwards to get our cases issued. So I feel like we have a special edge and a special relationship with them because they take such good care of us with getting our cases issued and paid. So also, I want to touch a little bit too on some of the trips that we have to offer. With the company trips, Transamerica, every year they offer these company-paid trips for either 1 or 2 people. $40,000 of annualized premium in an entire year is all you need to qualify for 1. I'm sorry, no, that's for 2. They just don't pay your transportation to get to the location. If you write $50,000 of AP in the year, they will pay for you and one other person, and they will take care of all your travel expenses, everything. And it's a great, great time. I just came back from their trip this past year. We stayed at a really, really nice hotel right off the Santa Monica Pier in California. Beautiful place. The weather was gorgeous. Ate some great food and had a lot of fun. This year, coming up for this year's qualifying, we're going to be going to Washington, D.C. We've been to San Francisco before. We have trips to Mexico, been to Cancun, and all of these trips are so easy to qualify. I mean, it's like qualifying for a part-time. If you average out, like some of the trips to Mexico and stuff require $60,000 of annualized premium, and that's only $5,000 a month. If you're not writing that much right now, you're not really doing anything anyway. So these are really quite easy to qualify for. There's still time this year. We're into May, but there's plenty of time to qualify for these trips coming up. We'd like to, see if we can find a fit and possibly get you on board with us and get going. So we're going to get moving on with this right now. Hopefully you guys see the screen okay there. This is the Mortgages Paid. That's what the TMIP stands for. Why mortgage protection and why TMIP? Ultimately, we want more control of our lives, or I know I do. We want financial control. How much money we make is not dictated to us or controlled by someone else. That's one of the most important things to me. That's why I got in this business, because I wanted to have all the control. I've worked for companies and worked for other people and even worked for family members in the past, and it just didn't fit for me. Also, we want time control, how we spend our time and who we spend it with and where we spend it. These are all important things, I'm sure all of you realize, and this business can give us these things. We have to have the right vehicle to get us there, but this is what can provide it. Little fact, what other business can you go out and collect $100 in revenue and get paid up to $800 as many times as you want? With our advanced programs with these companies, that's what you can do out here. Most of these companies, of course, will give you an advance on your commissions up to 75%. Some of them are a little bit less. But, you can write just $200 a week in premium and make over $100,000 a year. And that's not that hard. Our average premium with the mortgage is, I think, about $900 AP right now. So it's not really hard to do. You write a couple, 2 or 3 cases, and you're there if you just even average that during a week. Never spend any more than about 20 hours per week working. Now, I say that with this program, and I say it meaning if you really track your time as to what you're spending time on, and I'm not talking about shooting out emails or looking at social media or washing the dishes or walking the dog, if you're actually spending time on your insurance business, you would be surprised how little time we really do spend on it. I did this before. I tracked it just to try to be honest with myself to see what I was doing, and it was quite scary. I didn't realize I was hardly putting any time in at all. With this business, and we've been doing this so long now, we've really got things down to a science. We're tracking things. We know what to do and how to be most efficient with it, from calling and setting appointments to running the leads to working in the field. And I'm telling you, with this program, if you work it like we tell you, you shouldn't have to spend more than 20 hours a week and be able to write, $10,000 a month in annualized premium, which is like what we call full-time income for part-time work. The big question here is, why is the average income for an insurance agent only about $30,000 or $40,000 per year? Well, we have a couple ideas for that. One is marketing, 2 is the expenses, and 3, support system. I want to cover this real quick with you. Marketing, access to quality marketing program that can put you in front of the folks most interested in the product you have to offer. That's what we all want. You can be the greatest salesperson in the world, but without quality, strategic, laser-like focused marketing plan, you cannot reach your full potential. On the expense side, how much does your marketing plan cost? Or do you even have one? Or can you even afford your current marketing plan? I couldn't afford the one I had before, and I had to get out of it. This right here, to me, was the most single important factor to the success of our business. It's our bottom line. We spend most all of our money on getting in front of people. How you do it, there's a lot of different ways, but that seems to be the biggest thing. I've talked to so many agents out there, so much talent that can get it done. They just need to get in front of enough people to do it. And this program we have, I believe, can take care of that for you. Without an affordable marketing plan, you'll never really enjoy the benefits this business has to offer. Before, when I was working with some of the previous companies, I was in a marketing plan, and I was out there writing business, but oh boy, was I paying for it. And it was expensive. I was giving more than half of my money back to these programs, just to be able to get out there. So I didn't really get to enjoy it like I wanted to. Support systems, I think, are very important. Are you in business with the right people? People of like mind and interest that can share ideas and solve problems with you? Are you marketing the right products that are competitive for the consumer? And the right compensation schedule is quite important as well. The right training program. We have all of these things, incentives, bonuses, the trips I was just speaking of. So we think the solution here is TMIP 101. It's a turnkey lead system that can work anywhere, exclusive leads delivered right to you from the prospect. And I'm talking delivered directly to you. They do not come through us. So you do not get your leads through us. They come directly to you. I'll explain that as we move along. Your average cost can range anywhere from about $10 to $25 per lead. And we're talking about a fantastic mail-in lead. I'll show you one of the templates here in just a second. To me, it's the best lead out there that gets the most generation, that just gets the most results done. Our systems guarantee you to be the first to contact them. How many times have you guys bought leads, A leads or exclusive leads, whatever you want to call them, and you call up and, a lot of times you may be the first person to contact them, but a lot of times there may be those very same people before you got a hold of them. And in this niche of the business, doing mortgage protection, being first is everything to the success of our program. You definitely want to be the first in there, because if you've been the third or fourth or fifth person to contact, their attitude toward you is quite different, and you're not necessarily working with that warm market that we like to work with so much. Control your territory with this strategy. We have a strategy that can help pretty much annihilate the competition or drastically weaken it in your area if you're following our program correctly. There's low out-of-pocket expenses. That's what this is all about. Of course, we have web-based training 24/7, personalized coaching. My partner Jimmy and I, we work all the time, and we're on the phone all the time, especially with our new agents as we're getting them acclimated to our program and getting them in and getting them running. We spend the time with you to really help you get this thing down the right way and get writing a lot of business. As I spoke of before, we have producer conferences to places like Mexico, Aruba, Miami, California, and like I said, this year or next year in April of 2016, we'll be going to Washington, D.C. Okay, what you guys should see on your screen here next is a lead template. Sorry, it's kind of squatty looking. I had to squeeze it down to fit it in here right, but any of you have ever worked mortgage leads, you've seen this format before. As you notice toward the bottom of the lead, there's the place where they can fill out their birth date, their sex, height, weight, tobacco use, phone numbers, and, peeps to call, references, whatever. This is the greatest lead I've ever worked. I have worked telemarketed leads. I've worked web leads, and they don't come close to what this thing does, okay? If these people receive this and they're interested and they fill all this information out and mail it back to you, trust me, they at least want to know what you have, okay? Your abilities to set the appointment, get in the house, and write the business and take care of it, that's on you. But, if they fill these things out, believe me, they're pretty interested. Okay, what did I do? I hit something wrong here. Sorry, there we go. Okay, one thing I wanted to point out about this lead, when we first started using it, we didn't have living benefits available. You might notice that in the middle of the screen, in the middle of the lead. We added that in when we started selling a lot of critical illness. We now have, Transamerica has their living benefits product, which is, it's our #1 seller. I own it. My family owns it. Jimmy owns it. Jimmy's family owns it. We all own this product. It's a great product. It does so much, and the dollars it takes to get yourself covered, compared to a standard death benefit, there's no question this is the way to go. It's very popular. It's easy to sell. But when we started putting living benefits in there, our response rates actually went up, because a lot of people already have life insurance. But when you have something in there that says, could pay your mortgage off, if you have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, that makes a big difference. Now, this particular lead here, this template does not have that in there. We actually have an updated one, which I keep forgetting to replace, and it says in there heart attack, stroke, and cancer. And that actually moved the needle a little bit more on our response rates when we put that in there, rather than just seeing chronic and critical illness. So it makes a big difference, but this is the lead template that we use. This is what you would be using here to mail out. We say there's two main options for generating leads. Really, there's just one, but we're going to run through this here. The most important one is the one we're here talking about today, and this is the 100% hands-on lead mailer. You produce the lead from start to finish. Now, before you hang up and run from me, listen to how we do this, okay? I'm not talking about doing a 1,000-piece mail drop or something like that none of us want to do. The other option is you can hire or get with a vendor, as you know, out there on the retail market, and get someone to do a 1,000-piece mail drop for you, and you'll get every lead produced, and there's no resells on that. We don't do too much of that. Our main option is #1. So we're going to go straight to the #1, hands-on approach. By contracting with us, we will set you up with our turnkey lead mailer system that generates up to a 10% response rate. Now, that's not a typo. I said 10%. You guys have been in the business long enough. Most of these lead programs, if you're lucky, they get about a 1.5% response rate. Well, we average 5% across the country. The agents that we have right now working across the country are averaging 5%. Some areas are less. I will tell you my weakest state right now is Massachusetts at 3%, which is still phenomenal. I'm pulling the best response where we are at 10%, and there's a reason why. And, of course, we train you and show you how to do all of that. But, we get some really good response rates. So for that reason, we don't have to mail out as much. But this program, it puts you in control of your leads and the flow of your leads for your designated area. That's real important. I mean, you guys, you drop a mailer, it's like closing your eyes and throwing it out there. You don't know what's coming back. You don't know what area. You're just hoping that you get some leads that you can go out there and work. Our system, you can control that so much more. And believe me, once you understand what it is we do here, the feeling and the control, you'd never buy another mortgage lead on the retail market again. Depending on your area's response, your per lead cost could be as low as $8 to $10 each for the absolute freshest lead you could possibly get. Our leads where we are, they're running around $10 or $11 right now. It's dropped down to as low as about $8. It really just depends on the response rate, versus how many you're mailing out. We can explain that in more detail at a later time, but that's what we get. The system does require more work on your part, but can be well worth it in regarding your bottom line expenses. This option does require you to do your own mailer in your own specified area. So I want you to understand, we do not produce the lead for you. This program shows you how to produce and generate your own lead. You would be doing your own mailer, but it's for yourself in your own backyard. I'll tell you right now, we average about 200 to 300 pieces of data over the course of a week, each and every week. And we say 200 to 300, that's our goal to get you to be sending out, because if we're averaging about 5% response, that's going to give you somewhere between 10 and 15 leads a week to work. I think you need about 10 to 12 leads a week in order to write $10,000 a month very easily in annualized production. I'm not interested in working with you if you don't want to come on board and make money with us. And if you're not writing at least $10,000 a month, maybe you should give us a call and talk to us about that, because we can help you do that. You have total control over your data selection, which is real important. The amount of data you mail, as well as receiving the original leads back directly from the prospects to your personal P.O. box. Nobody ever sees your lead but you. I don't know what you're mailing, how many you're getting back. They do not come through my hands in any way. This is what I love about our system. The only way it works is we have to give it away to you, because that's how we stay in front of the competition. If you're mailing locally in your own backyard, you're going to beat everybody to the mailbox. I can't do it for you, because if I was doing it, then I would be landing in the mailbox with the other 10 or 12 competitors that are out there mailing the very same data that we're talking about. So that's why it's important to understand you would have to do this. And let me just say this. I never thought I would see myself doing this when I was buying leads, and I know most of you probably are like I was. You would prefer to receive the already generated lead and then go do the dance. And I understand that. But when you're paying $400, $500, $600, $800 a week in your lead bill, you know, that's tough to overcome every week. If you have a couple of bad weeks, you know, your lead bill has to be paid first before you get to keep any of your money. And so I got to the point where, and the quality of my leads, you know, if they go down a bit, that hurts you as well. So it got to where I couldn't afford to do it anymore. So I got out of it. Well, now I'm not really getting any leads anymore, and suddenly I find myself with all this extra time. So this extra time I have, I started researching this, and I started generating my own leads. And I'll tell you right now on this phone call, it takes, you know, you're looking at anywhere between probably about 4 to 6 hours, 4 to 6 man hours over the course of a week to generate and mail and produce 200 to 300 pieces of data. Okay, many of you may say, no way, I don't want to do that, but it's the best way if you want those results. Either that or face paying these high lead bills, because what that will give you is 10 to 15 leads a week. Now, you know what you're paying for your leads. If you're buying a lead like what I just showed you, you got to be paying at least $40 or $50 for that. Okay, $50 times 15 leads, that's $750 a week. Okay, now I'm willing to put 4 to 6 hours of my own time in to generate this stuff and get it out there, knowing that I'm the one picking the data, I'm making the selections. Data selection is a science, and it's an art form, and we have it down, and we can share that with you. Now, I don't know your areas where you live, but I know the area where I live. I know the types of neighborhoods I want to mail into, and that's what we do. We rule out the stuff that we don't think is good. Unlike all your lead competitors out there, they just blanket mail everything. We don't do that, and this is one of the reasons why we get such a great return. We'll show you how to do all of that. It is a little bit more work, so if you're not one that you could see yourself doing this, you might as well hang up now. This is how, it's the only way that you can produce this kind of lead, and of course, to be guaranteed the first person to contact them almost all the time, we tell everybody we give you a 95% guarantee, and I'm going to tell you, we're lowballing, okay? Because if you follow this program like we tell you, you're going to be in front of them first. Folks, you will build a client base cheaper than you've ever been able to build before if you can get the program going and get yourself 10 to 15 leads a week. Get out there and write business. You do this for a year and look back at your client base, and you look back and see what else you can go back and do with them, because that's what we do. You know, you'll find some annuity money in there. You'll find some UL business. You'll find final expense. I mean, it's all there. There's all kinds of things you can go back and do. We use this as a door opener to get us a new client. And then once we have them, then we can go back and do more stuff with them. I think it's the best system in the world. Yes, it takes a little bit more work, but I've been doing it for years now. And keep in mind, we've been in not the best real estate market since the subprime meltdown in, what was that, 08, I think it was, or 07. And things have not been what they were, 10 years ago. But we have survived through some of the worst times, I think, and the main reason why is because our expenses are so low. We've been able to manage to make a living and keep things going. A lot of people left this business when all that happened. They got out and they did other things, and maybe many of you did that. I never left it. I've stayed in it the entire time, and I've made a living with it, so a good living. So, imagine when things really get turned around and the real estate picks up again and, money becomes a little bit freer. It'll come around again. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a great opportunity. So we urge you to break out. If you're ready to take the next step, the best way to get started with us is to go to our website at www.tmip101.com. That'll take you to our website. On any of the pages you land on, there'll be an apply button at the bottom of the page. When you hit the apply button, there's going to be a form that comes up. I will tell you right now, if you only put your name or just an email address in there, you don't expect me to give you a call right away. Okay, that form is there for a reason. The more complete you fill it out, the faster you're going to hear from us. We screen all these, we look at them. We're trying to find the right person in the right area. I'll tell you right now, we don't recruit a lot. We've only got about 60 or 80 agents maybe across the country, but they're all good producers. We have almost zero turnover. Once we get someone set up and get them making money, they love it. They don't go anywhere. We get out of your way and let you make all the money you want. We just want that business coming through our companies because that's what we're here for. That's why I'm on the phone with you. I'm looking to build production with these companies, and we're willing to put you into our system and show you how to do it, help you, support you every way we can. We don't get paid until you do. See, we're not making money on the lead system like all the other ones are. We don't get paid until you do from the insurance companies, and that's how I think it should be. It's the greatest system ever. I think, take a good look at it. For those of you, you will receive a recording of this webinar if you want to look at it again. Give it some serious thought, but, fill out the form as best you can, get it back to us, and, we'll contact you and we'll talk to you about what the possibilities might be in your area. So any questions or you need more information, again, the website is www.tmip101.com. Our email address is info@tmip101.com, and there's my phone number, 228-896-2801, which I am on that line right now talking to you. That's how you can reach us if you have any questions. I want to thank you guys for being on the call. Real quick, that's the scary part, but that's me and my partner Jimmy. Just to tell you real quick, again, that we've both been in the business for quite a while, doing the mortgage protection since 2004. Jimmy's a great trainer. We have a training call here later today. He does a lot of the training. I get on there when I can. He's got one of the best scripts on the market for setting appointments. This guy's a monster. You got to, get to know this guy. I mean, he'll share everything with you. That's where we like to work and train. We don't do a whole lot of product training because we feel you've been in the business. You can figure out the product, but we like to talk about the sales experience. The magic with what we do is on the phone and setting the appointment. And that's what we have so much fun doing, and we love to share that with you and hopefully turn your life around as we've done for a lot of other folks. So we look forward to hearing from you. Want to thank you for being on the call again. We're out.